We're gonna find 3 businesses that you should never start unless you just wanna set your money on fucking fire.
I just wanna live free. I love the feeling that you're giving me.
The first place we're going, I actually love the food there. It's amazing atmosphere and it's a great owner, but just unfortunately nobody knows about it, so it's starting to slowly die. So here's the crazy thing. I actually know this woman and she's a sweet woman and she's actually lucky because she owns 3 buildings in this town and she owns an art gallery, she owns another store. So she has successful businesses. You don't want to throw away money. Like you don't want spoilage. It's a big deal. If you buy a bunch of stuff and it doesn't go and you throw it away, I get it. That's not a way to run a business, but it's also not a way to run a business where you're only open 3 days a week. I mean, I actually get confused sometimes what day it is and if they're even open, but she just got into a bad business. Mom and pop restaurants, great food, awesome, but nobody knows them. They don't have marketing budgets, they don't have buying power, they don't have any of the tools that big franchise chains have, and they don't even have consistency. You don't want to be in the fucking food business. You got unreliable people, staffing issues. She got 1 cook, and really the reason she's trying to get rid of this business is because the cook wants to retire. She's getting up there in age, and she can't even sell this. It's been on the market for a year, but like you own the building and you own the business, and you still don't want to do it. That blows my mind. She is physically running a business, and she's got the cheapest rent ever, right? So she's owned that for however many years. She's not raising the rent on herself. She's probably actually got the damn building almost paid off. So if you're not even making enough money with having none of those expenses, it's a terrible business. And she's there every night. Sure, it's a small town. She's having trouble staffing it. And like I said, the food is excellent. It is excellent food, great place, great environment. It's just a bad business. You literally bought yourself a job. So here we're at actual small town diner where this is just a mom and pop. They're not associated with any chains. And the crazy thing is, right now we're at lunchtime and this place is not open. There are actually possibly 2 people that want to have something to eat right now and we can't even get in there. So the huge problem that they have, right, is that they're mom and pops, they don't have buying power, so they're not getting the big deals like a chain restaurant would get when they're buying millions of pounds of beef. And they also have an issue that when you do come here, they're worried about spoilage, right? Because if they have to throw something out because it doesn't get used, and they're only open 3 days a week, so in 3 days, if they don't use that stuff, all that's gonna be garbage next week. They're not gonna be able to serve it. How are you gonna run a business and make money when you're running out of product that people want? And then I say, hey, I want the special. So the next week I'm like, oh, there's a special that I really like. Maybe I don't go down there because am I gonna go down there again expecting to eat the scallops and there's no scallops left? No fucking way. Where we're headed next is actually laundromats. It actually used to be one of the greatest businesses in America to start, but it got oversaturated, everybody built them. So now one of the worst businesses to start. Why would you say laundromats? I'll tell you why laundromats, because almost every city in America is oversaturated. Matter of fact, right now in Omaha, I struggle finding new locations to even build because if I do build them, there's only so many people that need laundry service. It's not like we're creating customers. If you put a McDonald's down the street, someone may say, hey, I don't want to make food today. I'm going to go down there and have a burger. Nobody's going to say like, oh, I got a washer and dryer, but I'm going to go do my clothes. The fact is, I can't hardly build any more laundromats in Omaha. That's why I'm going to Kansas City. There are a few markets that are still available that you can actually build laundromats and be successful, becoming smaller and smaller because it got hyped, overbuilt, oversaturated. There's only so much demand out there and there's way more supply currently. But essentially what happened with this laundromat, I mean, I'd been in there before it closed, is an all top loader store and they're charging like $1.25, which a top loader actually uses the most water. So they're probably only making like 20 cents. I mean, their utilities are probably as much or more than what they were actually bringing in. Like, and it's just too small. If you know anything about math or anything about finance and you ran any of your bills, they weren't charging enough. It was a ticking time bomb. So with the lease, all of the utility bills, and the fact they were charging $1.25, I bet the last 6 months that store stayed open. I would even say laundromat used to be a great business. 10 years ago, you build laundromats and they were all making it. But now what happened is someone found out the laundromat's a great business, so every dumb motherfucker decided to build it and they didn't even give a shit. Like I said, there are 4 fucking laundromats on this street and then people are still building them. There's a finite amount of people that need the laundromat, and if you build 8 of them, you're just taking pieces of the pie, and pretty soon you take too much that nobody can fucking survive. So we're actually gonna go up here and I'm actually gonna show you the exact reason that this laundromat closed. Here on my left is another laundromat, and we're about 5 blocks from where that other one was on the same street, and here's another dying laundromat. This is open right now, and there's not a fucking car in there. There's not a single car in that parking lot. That is an open for business laundromat, and there's not a car in there. But these people also won't put $1 into it. So here you can see an actual laundromat. It actually still got all the signage up, and this was a laundromat just a couple months ago. But there's 4 laundromats on this street because everybody sees on YouTube that you gotta start a laundromat no matter what. They don't fail, nothing could ever go wrong. Well, here's a perfect example of putting 4 on the same street. One of them's gonna fail. So here's another one that I think is on, it's got borrowed time. I mean, I think the only reason that this thing's still here is because all the machines are paid off. They had an equipment note. So if you bought this, you'd have to pay the lease and you'd have the equipment note and whatever you're paying for the blue sky of the business. You can't run this thing. There's no way. So like I said, it's a little bit older equipment. They've actually had some damage, right? Someone's been breaking in. So what they've done is they've took a box over the coin box. But this stuff is easily 20 years old. Is this your place?
It is.
Would you mind?
Documentary.
Well, we're doing a YouTube video because it's a hot
Are you
business.
from any time?
I am.
Bye.
Yeah? All right. Why, what's wrong with any time?
Huh? Nothing. Except you're my competitors.
Well, I mean, this is pretty far from any of my laundromats. I don't have anything close to this. This lady thinks that we're competition, but we're not competition. There's two different animals here, and you can see that she's going out of business, working in her business, and I'm out here scouting her business. We're not fucking competitors. So here you got a laundromat that's same thing. It's a lot older, very narrow aisles. They're doing good with the vending machines. Again, see, this is all damaged. Like, this means that someone's trying to break into these, so they've added another security because you got the coin box with a key, and then you got this other key on top of it. These are actually a fairly newer machine. But I'm just curious. So why do you come to this laundromat?
Because I live next door.
Oh, right here, just easy, nice and convenient. It actually looks like, I mean, the prices are pretty reasonable here. It doesn't look like it's too high. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so they got some stuff to do while you wait.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in this.
What's your number one thing you look at when you're looking to use a laundromat? Is it just proximity to where you live?
Proximate and the quality of the machine.
These are good? They do a good job?
It's okay. Yeah. Clean.
Have you ever been to an Anytime Laundry?
Another place?
Yeah, Anytime?
Yeah.
How do you like that compared to this one?
I like this one because the other one is pretty dirty.
This is way cleaner compared to that. You're 100% correct. Yeah, you're cleaning your clothes.
Every day and, yeah, I love it.
I mean, you don't want to use a dirty table when you're cleaning your stuff. I mean, I get you. You're right. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
That's honestly, if I was picking a laundry, I mean, before I owned laundromats, that's 100% I did too. Cleanliness was number one. If this guy was a quarter more, but he had clean tables, every time I'd use that one.
I want my clothes to
Yeah, it looks like they're all clean. Looks like it did its job. So yeah, like I said, we won't take a lot of time. I was just curious.
Okay.
So your number one thing you look for is cleanliness and close proximity to your home.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Thank you for taking
All
some
right.
time.
You have a good day too.
Lastly, we're going to a dry cleaner. When's the last time you wore a suit? So here we are at our last spot. This is the dry cleaner. You can see this used to be a Mackay Walker dry cleaner. You might still be able to see it on the sign. But like I said, these are closed all over the place. Like nobody owns suits anymore. Nobody owns any, like there used to be curtains or different stuff that you dry clean. Nothing's dry clean anymore. Actually, even some suits aren't even dry clean anymore. But people aren't wearing suits. Who wears suits? Wall Street guys? I don't even know if Wall Street guys wear suits anymore. I go to trade shows that have laundry and dry cleaners. Dry cleaners are dying. It's a different reason though. It's not that they're overbuilding them. It's that nobody's wearing suits anymore or dry clean only clothing. It used to be a time where you couldn't go to the office without wearing a suit. Even when I started in my industry, the electrical industry, a lot of people wore suits. They didn't wear ties at the time, but they still wore suits and shirts. We're at a point now that everybody's wearing polos and jeans or polos and slacks. And the slacks you can wash. It used to be you had to dry clean them. Now most of them are washable. So it's just a dying industry because there's no need for it. But you can see it's all run down, shit all over the floor. Windows are blacked out probably because they don't want anybody breaking the windows out of it. But yeah, fucking dry cleaner business. We actually have a clean show where it's dry cleaners, like big wash plants that do hospitals and laundromats. When you think of dry cleaners, you think of gowns, you think of dresses, you think of suits. It's just things that people don't wear anymore. Unless you're going to a funeral or maybe a wedding, you're just not doing it. How many times did you put a suit on in the last year? Fucking dry cleaning business is over. You want to fucking burn your fucking money? Go buy a fucking dry cleaner. Okay, we said 3, but we got a bonus business because we just drove by this and I've been driving by tons of these. Used car businesses all over this town. Wolfston, buy here, pay here, gone. All of it gone. They used to have cars all the way wrapped around this building. Now cars are so fucking expensive they can't buy them and resell them. These places are disappearing all over town. So there you have it. What I consider the 3 worst businesses in America right now. Make sure you like and subscribe. Damn it, I need likes and subscribes to keep making these videos.